Hi there, and welcome to week 13 of How Not to Diet Book Club. You've made it 2/3 of the way through the book. Way to stick with Dr. Greger. This week we read pages 361 through 390, and Dr. Greger focused mostly on exercise tweaks. Everybody knows that exercise is good for you. However, people who continue in long-term exercise, the percentages are pretty low. So you need to find ways that exercise is fun. If your brain perceives exercise as being fun, you're much more likely to stick with it. My favorite is water aerobics, water Zumba. I was a little nervous because Dr. Greger reported on research of exercising in cold water not being effective for weight loss. However, any exercise is good exercise, and he said if you're exercising in water that's below 70 degrees Fahrenheit or cold weather below 70 degrees, it isn't effective for weight loss. It is effective for muscle maintenance and lots of other good things. But my pool's water is about 82 degrees, so I think I'm safe. I'm going to stick with it. Of course, we have more control over the calories that go into our body than we do have control over how many calories our body burns through exercise. So you can't outrun a bad diet. So we want to be sure that we're putting good food in and then reaping the benefits of movement. Movement is medicine. Through the ages, our ancestors got really good at maintaining body weight. Our bodies fight to keep the fat that we've got in case of shortage or famine or whatever. Well, I haven't ever lived through a famine, and my grocery store is 2 blocks away. So I don't have any problem with shortage of food. My problem is controlling the types of food that I eat and getting regular exercise. Optimal time for amount of exercise is between 60 and 90 minutes per day. And most people around the globe don't get that much exercise. So we want to be, again, in that elite group that is choosing the best exercise for ourselves and the best choices for health in general. Our bodies burn about 1,000 calories just lying in bed. Our brain requires calories to work. Every muscle, every organ in our body requires calories in order to function. So we want to get more non-exercise activity in, like just taking the stairs rather than the elevator, or parking far away from the grocery store, singing, laughing, fidgeting, dancing, doing yard work, cooking, and cleaning the house. Even standing burns 3 times more calories than sitting. So any activities that we can do standing rather than sitting are going to be to our benefit. The benefits of exercise are many, 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 and undisputed. Exercise reduces the chances that we have to get cancer. It lowers blood pressure, lowers our risk of diabetes, gallstones, stroke. It increases bone density. So we want to get aerobic exercise as well as strength training exercise. When is the best time to exercise? Well, studies show that exercising 6 hours before a meal is going to burn the most fat, where we use up our glycogen stores, and then our bodies start to dip into our fat stores at that point. So eating before exercising, before breakfast, is optimum. You'll burn a lot more fat that way. Let's see. Now, if you're focusing on if you're diabetic and you want to reduce your blood glucose levels, walking, exercising after a meal, 30 minutes after a meal, is most effective for that. I, on the other hand, am more interested in calorie burning, fat burning, so I'm going to exercise before breakfast. We are all more likely to exercise if it's fun, so he recommends getting a dog or taking a friend or both, listening to music or listening to an audio book. Anything that distracts us and helps us to think, okay, this is pleasurable, is going to be more effective in the long run in keeping us moving. They did research studies on parents who either were told that their children were getting obese, and there were some of the doctors soft pedaled it and just gave them, you really do need to get your kids out moving a little bit more, the kind method. And then other doctors were telling them, look, your kid's going to die of a heart attack, you're going to have diabetes, you're much more, anyway, kind of a threatening. And they said, all right, which approach was more effective with parents approaching their children? And they said fear was a great motivator. The kids whose parents were kind of scared into the truth were a lot more likely to get their kids out moving and losing more weight that way. I don't like people yelling at me. I don't like fear, but fear is a motivator, and that's one of the reasons why I got on a whole food plant-based lifestyle, is because I don't want all those terrible things in my future. The more exercise we do, the better. However, even a 30-minute walk is going to boost our metabolism for the next 48 hours. So any exercise is good exercise. The more the better. It increases joy and vitality. People who exercise typically get a lot more done, and they fulfill their life's goals. Exercise and movement helps to kind of lubricate the joints, and we feel better. It reduces pain. It even reduces the likelihood of headaches. So even though diet is most important for weight loss, exercise is incredibly important and beneficial for general overall health. So we want it to be a positive adjunct to our healthy diet. We want to add years to our lives and life to our years. So remember, you matter. Never give up. I'll see you next week. Bye now.